You're a small business owner. You know that getting the word out is absolutely everything. But how in the world do you compete when you don't have a massive marketing budget? That's exactly what we're going to break down today. How to pull off some seriously powerful digital marketing on a shoestring budget. This is a huge one, right? It's this feeling that to really make an impact, you have to pour a ton of money into flashy ads and super complex campaigns. It's the kind of thing that keeps small business owners up at night. That fear that just getting outspent and totally left behind, that you can never get the exposure you need for your business. But what if I told you that the key to growth isn't about the size of your wallet, but the size of your contribution? What if you could actually build a stronger, way more loyal customer base by spending less, not more? That's exactly where we're going. So that brings us to our first big idea, the big marketing myth, and the core that is actually pretty simple, but so powerful. Consistent, genuinely helpful effort is always going to outperform those big, expensive, flashy campaigns in the long run. You've got the old way, which is kind of like a sprint. You're just pouring money into ads for a quick short-term boost, but the new way, that's a marathon. It's all about patiently building a real relationship, authentic one, with your audience by giving them real value day in and day out, and a real authentic look at your values and who your business is and the value you can deliver to them. And listen, this isn't just some theory. Just look at the business Mighty Sites. That business grew to over 600 companies without any marketing budget. And that was a SaaS product that did that. So how did they do it? It was simple. They just focused on answering the questions their customers were already asking. That's it. They used helpful YouTube videos, blogs that were focused on SEO, and a really solid educational email newsletter. And if you're thinking, okay, that's great for a small business, just look at HubSpot. They built a multi-billion-dollar company on this exact same principle, inbound marketing. If you're wondering where this is coming from, it's coming from my new book, The First 100, How to Get Customers Fast, even if you don't have a big budget and even if nobody knows who you are. Because guess what? Everybody starts from zero, starts from scratch. It's hard and it's overwhelming, but you can do it. And that's why I wrote the book. I'm linking to the book down below, and I'm also linking to the first chapter for free. So you can just read it a bit, see if it's for you. So back to inbound marketing. All that means is attracting customers by creating valuable content and experiences just for them. HubSpot offered free guides and tools to build trust first, and that proved the strategy can scale to incredible heights. So okay, we've seen how a giant like HubSpot was built on value. Where do you even start with that? Well, the first practical step is choosing your platforms wisely. And this is where we learned that in social media, less is more. This is the number one trap. You see a new platform pop up and you feel pressure. You have to be there, and on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and everywhere else. And what's the result? You spread yourself way too thin and you end up doing a pretty mediocre job on all of them. So instead, here's what you do. Just follow this simple 4-step plan. First, find out where your customers hang out online. Second, pick a platform that really fits your business. Third, take a peek at where your competitors are finding success. Finally, be honest about what you can realistically create consistently. Different platforms serve different needs, right? If you're a baker or a fashion designer, Instagram is going to be your best friend. If you're a consultant selling to other businesses, LinkedIn is where you absolutely need to be. The whole key is to pick one or two that are a perfect fit for you, and then just go all in there. All right, so once you picked your platform, there's another super powerful, super low cost strategy. It's about shifting your whole mindset from how do I get customers to come to me to how do I go where my customers already are. This whole idea is called community participation. It's not about jumping into some random Facebook group and spamming a link to your website. It's about showing up to genuinely help, answer questions, share your expertise, and become a trusted resource without asking for anything in return. And you can see this play out in the real world all the time. A personal trainer shares workout tips in a local group and becomes the go-to expert. A business consultant posts some great insights in a LinkedIn group and ends up landing new clients. A pet retailer answers questions in a dog owners group and boom, they're the local authority. Or a handyman helps people with DIY questions and then becomes the first person that's called for a big paid job. I mean, this works in pretty much any industry you can think of. So when you look at these different tactics, creating helpful content, choosing the right platform, being active in communities, what do they all have in common? They all boil down to one single unifying principle for growth. It all comes down to this. Whether you're writing a blog post or answering a question in a Facebook group, your number one goal is not the sale. It's building trust. Because in today's digital world, trust is the ultimate currency. When people trust you, the sales, they will naturally flow. And that brings us to the end. And I want to leave you with one question to really think about. Forget about the campaigns and budgets and all that for a second. Just think, what is one simple, helpful answer you can share with your ideal customer right now today? Just start there. The book is filled with great templates, questionnaires, and things to help you get your first 100 customers growing a fast, sustainable business. Stay tuned, hit like and subscribe so you never miss great tips to gain visibility, market your business, and grow to the heights of your dreams.